Grief is supposed to have a final chapter, a closing of a book, a funeral, a clear line drawn between before and after. But what happens when the person you are grieving is still alive? What happens when you are mourning a story that is still being written every single day? You see them across the dinner table. You hear their voice on the phone. You might even share a home with them. They are physically present, a warm body in the world. But the person you knew, the person you loved, the soul you connected with, is gone. This is the unspoken grief, the silent, lonely, and profoundly confusing experience of losing someone who has not died. It is a grief with no name, no casserole dishes brought to your door, no public ritual to honor your loss. And because the world does not see it, you begin to wonder if you are allowed to feel it. If you are living in this quiet heartbreak, I want you to know this. Your grief is real. Your loss is valid. And you are not alone in this invisible pain. This experience has a name. It is called ambiguous loss. It is a loss that is unclear, unresolved, and without closure. It is a psychological and emotional absence in the face of a physical presence. It is one of the most stressful and disorienting forms of grief a human can endure. This silent loss can happen in many landscapes. Sometimes, you lose someone to the fog of addiction or severe mental illness. The person you love is still there, but their personality, their choices, their very essence, seems to have been hijacked by their disease. You have conversations with the illness, not with the person. You are grieving the person they were before the addiction took hold. You are grieving the future you were supposed to have together. And you are grieving the person they could have been, all while still living in the daily reality of their struggle. Sometimes, you lose someone to the slow, heartbreaking fade of dementia or Alzheimer's. They are here, but they are also gone. Their memories, the very stories that built your relationship, vanish piece by piece. You become a stranger in a familiar face. You are grieving the loss of your shared past, even as you sit with them in the present. It is a long, slow, agonizing goodbye with no end in sight. Sometimes, you lose someone to a fundamental shift in their being. Perhaps a traumatic event changed them into someone you no longer recognize, someone more angry, more distant, more fearful. Or maybe they were consumed by a rigid ideology, a conspiracy theory, or a belief system that has erased the person you once knew, replacing them with a stranger who speaks with their voice. And sometimes, you lose someone to emotional abandonment. This is the parent who was physically present, but emotionally absent, a ghost in your childhood home. It is the partner who sits next to you on the couch, scrolling on their phone, a million miles away. Their body is here, but their heart, their attention, their love, their connection, has left the building. You are grieving the death of a relationship with a person who is still breathing beside you. This type of grief is uniquely cruel for a few reasons. First, it is disenfranchised. Because there is no death, society does not give you permission to grieve. People will say, "But you should be grateful they're still here. At least you can still see them." These well-meaning comments are like salt in the wound. They invalidate your pain and force you to hide your grief, making you feel ashamed of it. Second, it robs you of closure and hope simultaneously. Because the person is still alive, there is always a tiny, flickering, and often torturous flame of hope. Hope that they will get sober. Hope that they will have a moment of clarity. Hope that they will snap out of it and come back to you. This cruel hope can keep you tethered to the pain for years, preventing you from truly processing the loss that has already occurred. And finally, this grief is profoundly lonely. You cannot speak of it openly. You often have to perform the role of a happy partner, a dutiful child, or a supportive friend in public. No one sees the silent funeral you hold in your heart every single day. You are a secret mourner, and that is an incredibly heavy burden to carry alone. So how do we carry a grief that has no name and no end? How do we navigate this ambiguous, heartbreaking landscape? The goal is not to Get over it. The goal is to learn to carry it with more peace. The first step is the most powerful. Give it a name. Say it out loud to yourself, I am experiencing ambiguous loss. What I am feeling is a form of grief. Simply naming it, validating it for yourself, is a revolutionary act. It takes it out of the realm of crazy or wrong and places it in the realm of a real and valid human experience. The second step is to practice both / and thinking. This grief is full of contradictions, so you must learn to hold two opposing truths at the same time. I love my mother, and I am grieving the mother I lost to Alzheimer's. I am hopeful for my partner's recovery, and I am heartbroken over the person I have lost to their addiction. I am grateful his body is here, and I am grieving that his soul is gone. This both / and thinking honors the complexity of your reality and gives you permission to feel all of it without guilt. The third step is to find your witnesses. Because society will not validate this grief, you must deliberately find people who will. This might be a therapist. It might be a support group for caregivers or for families of addicts. It might be one trusted friend to whom you can tell the whole, messy truth. You do not need someone to fix it. You just need someone to witness your pain and say, I see you. This is real. And this is hard. Being seen is a powerful medicine for a silent grief. And finally, you must create your own rituals. You may not have a public funeral, but you can create private rituals to honor your loss. Write a letter to the person you have lost, the version of them that is gone, and say everything you need to say. You don't have to send it. Create a memory box with photos and mementos of who they were before. Light a candle on the anniversary of the day you realized they were gone. These rituals provide a sense of closure where none exists, and they give your grief a time and a place to be expressed and honored. If you are grieving someone who is still alive, please know this. Your heart is not confused. It is telling the truth. You are mourning a real, profound, and devastating loss. Your pain is valid. Your love is real. And you are not alone in this quiet, heartbreaking vigil. You are a testament to the profound truth that a person can be gone long before they ever leave. If this video was helpful for you, please show your support by clicking the like button. To continue exploring the complex landscapes of the heart, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. And if you know someone who is carrying this silent grief, please share this video. It might be the first time they've ever felt truly seen. Thank you for watching. Be gentle with your grieving heart.